Good afternoon. Okay, my name is Franklin Asahiah. I'm from Obafemi Awolowo University in Ile-Ife, and I'm a computer scientist. Well, in my institution, I'm just an associate professor, and I'm part of the lead of the Intelligent System Engineering Group. Okay, there was a call for interest which a colleague who happens to have seen it called my attention to and said that this is in your area. Would you like to have a look at it? I did, and we put in a paper, a proposal, which was accepted, and then we went to the second stage, and then our grant proposal was approved. Okay, the grant project that we are working on is titled The Development of AI-Driven Sign to Text, Text to Sign Inclusive Communication System for pupils with hearing impairment. And right now, we have worked on the design stage wherein we sought to understand the requirement to be able to develop a system that will meet the need of pupils with hearing impairment, so that the idea of inclusion, that's one of the policies of the federal government and one of the goals of the SDG, can actually be met. We have collected data. We are currently on modeling. Our model is still in the early stage. We'll go to piloting after modeling, and then we'll consider whether we want to move to the stage of a startup, but that is where we are. Okay. The motivation started a year before the call for interest, in which one of my students who wanted a good topic for his final year project happens to have a relation who is hearing impaired. And he suggested, why don't we work on something that will facilitate communication between people that uses speech and those that uses sign language. And then from that point, it piqued my interest. And I began to understand that there are two worlds: the world of the people that uses speech communication and those that uses sign language communication. And mostly these two communities, they don't intersect. And is not only not good for the general community, but seriously impacts on the aspect of those people with sign language, that their education and therefore their social prospects and future going in life are adversely affected because they are secluded and separated from the rest of the community. So the idea behind the sign to text, text to sign system is to facilitate inclusion, where pupils can grow up and learn with other pupils without being segregated because they have challenges with hearing, or they are deaf, as people will call them. Okay, the data for this project were in two stages. The first data was for requirement analysis. We needed to visit the school to understand the scenario of teaching students, both in special needs school and in integrated school and in inclusive schools. We made a visit to one school in Benin and 3 schools in Nigeria, where we look at their teaching process and we sought to understand the challenges that they have and how they think a software can be of use to them. That's the first set of data that we gather. And then from there, we gather data about ongoing class session. We choose that approach so that the data we gather will be realistic will not just be synthetic, something that is gathered out of real life environment. So the data we gather were video recording of classroom sessions, wherein the teachers were actually in class teaching real classes, students in class, and then we recorded that class. And we recorded videos for 4 subjects: English, mathematics, science, and sign language. And then from there, we process our data so that we can feed it into a deep learning algorithm. And I believe that the people we have spoken to are looking forward to this software that will mediate between the students and their learning effort, in the sense that most of the students, when they don't have access to the resources, is the same resource that is available to students with correct hearing that they also use. But don't forget that their native language is sign language. So understanding is a bit difficult for them. While a normal student may be able to go to the YouTube to improve his content and his learning experience, such is not available to them. And so it is important that we develop such a tool that will help them, one, learn within the class and learn outside the class. So we hope that when this tool is available, they will be able to learn better inside the class. Even if we have a teacher that is not too conversant with sign language, they will still be able to learn. And when they are outside of the class and they have their peers who are using speech communication, they will also be able to learn together with them. So we hope that this platform, this software, will actually improve their learning experience. Okay, one of the challenges is, I think, lack of sufficient assistive technology. Okay, the people in the class, when we interacted with them and their teachers, we find out that the same textbook that the students with good hearing are used are the same textbook that these students are also using, the same curriculum. Nothing is configured to attend to their need. And so I believe that that's a serious challenge to their learning. And then secondly, it's almost impossible for them to learn outside the classroom. It is only what they are taught in the classroom that they even to go home and they learn. Most often their parents who are not literate cannot help them with learning. So when they leave the classroom, learning ends. But I know that if we have such technology as the one we are proposing to assist them, their learning will not be limited to the classroom, but will also go beyond the classroom. It won't be limited to the teacher telling them, instructing them. They will also be able to learn from their peers. And so we believe that providing sufficient assistive technology, especially in the age of AI, is a sine qua non, a requirement to actually move forward on the policy of the federal government that says nobody should be left behind. Yes, thank you for that question. When we went on a field survey, one of the questions that was asked is that, how do you keep our privacy? You said you want to record videos. Videos means that you are taking our personal data. And that was a serious challenge. And then we have to find a way around about it. So one of the things we have done is that at the present, we have their personal data, okay? But we are transmuting it into a form in which the personality, the privacy is actually taken care of. Now all the data will be reduced to numbers that is known as key points in post estimation. So from key points is virtually impossible to reconstruct the person whose data that have been captured. And when we have done that, we won't need to keep the videos. we can discard the video, erase the video, and keep the key point, in which case the identity is no more in the picture. We will construct avatars to represent our data when we need to communicate it to individuals. Well, number one, working in AI right now is getting to be profitable. But before, you are just somebody in the lab working your heads off, knowing that, well, we are just developing things. But right now, AI is not just something that is kept on the shelf anymore, is a product that is marketable. With the development of large language models, AI has moved from the lab, it has moved into the market. So I want to encourage people who are in AI, people who are interested in AI, to recognize that the market is wide open for them. They should take interest. They should put in what they can, because the output will be justified. What a piece of advice I will give to existing researchers and incoming is that you don't get there in a day, okay? Most students today, they are looking for something they can do that will bring quick money. Well, AI is not such a thing where you get quick money. Like somebody will say, oh, I want to learn web development, I'll make money tomorrow. Maybe that is possible. With AI, you need to do much more work. But I think the return on AI effort is actually commensurate with whatever you put inside of it.